Blaine, your host with White Labs, an e-commerce marketing agency. Today's guest we have is David. David, feel free to introduce yourself and let our viewers know about your background.
Yeah, sure. My name is David Burns. I'm the COO of Hammerhead Swim Caps and head inventor. Been in the swimming industry primarily my whole life.
Awesome. What inspired you to create Hammerhead?
Well, again, thanks for having me. I'm thrilled. And what inspired me, most great inventions happen out of passion. And I happen to be a swim coach and own some swim schools. And I was coaching one time at the country club. And all of a sudden, my daughter actually was old enough to join the swim team. And it was her first year. And she's coming in doing the backstroke. And she hit her head on the back of the wall pretty hard. And for the first time in my life, I wasn't just a coach on the deck, but I was a father. And so as our kids get hurt, what do? We go to console them. And I run over there and I'm asking her if she's okay. And she's hysterically crying. And then 15 seconds later, like it was a planned deal, another girl in a different lane came in and bashed her head too. And she came in harder because she was older and had a slight concussion. And they're both crying. And I have 38 other kids watching these two girls cry. And I said, well, what am I supposed to do, girls? Get you a helmet to do the backstroke correctly? And my daughter answered and replied, yes, please. And I said there was no such thing. And so right then the light bulb kind of clicked off. Like, you know, if there was something there to help take away any kind of hit, any kind of trauma that could happen to the head, I think that would be a win-win for everybody. So came up with the Hammerhead swim cap idea back about 10 years ago.
Awesome. That's an amazing story to how it turned out. That's great.
Yeah.
I feel like I know the answer to this, but who is your target audience?
Well, you know, it's funny. Anyone that swims, right?
That was my guess.
Yeah. You know, you have the novice swimmers, you have the competitive swimmers, you have the triathletes, you have the sensory people that need help with swim caps. And so our swim cap kind of does it all. We have 3 different variants of our cap that pretty much helps with the aspect of what our traditional cap is not offering. And our first one would be definitely the safety device. And I do have a swim cap here, and it looks like everyday regular swim cap. It's made of silicone. But if you look on the inside of it, for your viewers, you can see there's a honeycomb impact technology on the inside of the cap, but you can't really tell when it's just worn. So that technology is number one. It's a safety feature. No other cap has that feature. And primarily there's no other cap that offers any kind of protection to the head. So that would be the number one. Number two is our cap is made of a premium silicone. And so it doesn't rip, it doesn't tear. We've never had one tear. And that's to do with the manufacturing of it because it is an injection mold. So it's one piece of silicone versus a lot of swim caps out there have 2 pieces of silicone that are kind of adhered and glued together, and that makes the silicone swim cap. And that's why they tear at the seams. And then the third thing is definitely it's more hydrodynamic because there's no wrinkles on top of the cap. And when, you know, speed is everything and people are doing shaving parties, right? It's like they think that the peach fuzz is going to take away from their time. There's a lot of wrinkles that cause drag because the water's going in and out of those wrinkles. So pretty much 3 components that our swim cap offers that most swim caps don't.
Awesome. And like you don't have any competitors doing this? It's mostly just...
no, not as of now. We have the top manufacturers that obviously we keep an eye out, and they have not come up with anything like our cap.
Do you have any other products besides the cap, or just mostly you just focus on the cap?
Right now, it's just the cap, but we definitely see that the technology being used for other sports, other different applications.
Awesome.
Yeah. Yeah,
what are
and
some,
go
ahead.
I was just going to say we went down the road of having patents on it, utility and design.
That was my next. I was going to guess. Like, is it? Do you have a patent? Is it all great? That's awesome.
Yeah.
Most of our listeners are entrepreneurs like yourself and have e-commerce brands. What are some challenges that you face coming up with the brand, and how'd you overcome them?
So let's see. I would say, coming up with an idea is one thing, right? And bringing it to market is another. And then when you do take it to market, you're going to have different, issues in terms of manufacturing, supply chain issues, material, making sure that you have the correct run for your startup. A lot of people go heavy and buy a bunch of product before they even think about where their sales channels are. So I think, overcoming a lot of those obstacles is just doing the work ahead of time and making sure that you have all your T's and I's dotted and crossed before going into a venture like this, or any venture for that matter. I lost you. I can't hear you.
What are some effective strategies that you've done marketing-wise that have promoted the brand?
So, with the whole e-commerce, sending out emails and being able to do different types of traditional marketing, going out to different venues, being able to be on top of your game in terms of showing off the product in big audiences and being able to get that brand awareness started. I think that a lot of it has to do with being able to get databases with people that are in that business to be able to promote your product and be able to really get out there in front of the people that are actually buying it.
Awesome. Any advice you could give to entrepreneurs looking to enter the swimming business?
Yeah, the swimming industry, if you look at in sports, the swimming industry is a smaller niche for sure. And, everyone's out there doing their best, promoting their products. You really have to have a different product, I think, to be able to upsell and be able to get your eyes on a product that's not necessarily out there in the market by being different and offer something that's going to be recognizable in the swim industry. I think that the swimmers right now, it's not a very high-end sport in terms of like hockey. You're spending $800-900 for a pair of skates. You're spending $300 for a stick, right? For swimming, you need goggles, a towel, and a swimming suit, right? A lot of the times that when you do join teams, they do offer the team swim cap, right? But that team swim cap is, just a silicone 2 millimeter thick with their logo on it, and that's it. So I think that just being able to go out there in the market and be able to, again, bring something new to the world of sports and whatever niche you're in. Swimming is definitely a smaller niche than most sports out there. So I'd say in turn, it's a little bit more difficult just because it's a smaller niche.
Makes total sense. I get it. So what is the future plan for yourself and the Hammerhead brand?
So, our whole dream, my business partner, Teresa Finn, she's the CEO. We've been at it now for, a few years. And then when COVID hit, that was a huge deal for us as well, because COVID did shut down all the pools nationwide and no one's buying anything when you can't get into the pools. And so we really felt like it was a new start after COVID and the regulations and everything kind of restrictions released. We were able to then again start up. There's a lot of pitfalls in terms of business and trying to create something. It's not a sprint, it's a marathon in everything that you do. And so I think that most of the time for us, it's going to be strategically being able to place our brand in the market and continue with that, because I think that there's a lot of people that are still not aware of the situations and the problems that occur in swimming with the little kids hitting the back of their head. They don't have the confidence that they once did. They don't want to go into the wall as hard or train as hard because they've already hit the wall. So if you can develop, as we did, something that's going to help build confidence within that swimmer, that's the best start. So for us in the near future, definitely we would love to be working with a major manufacturer that actually understands the problems that are out there. And this is much bigger than making a dollar. This is about a product that actually is going to help encourage, build confidence, and get the most potential out of their swimmers.
Awesome. That's great.
Yeah.
David, is there anything that I haven't asked you that you would want our listeners to know about Hammerhead and yourself?
Yeah. Well, I think, in regards of Hammerhead or any business that you're getting into, I think that social media and different platforms that you can actually jump on and get on and help out your brand is extremely important. And having good testimonials that are true, genuine testimonials is going to go a lot farther, because then it's more of an organic growth. There's a lot of people out there that are paying, different influencers for that matter, or trying to get the next big story, but it's really not there. I think that you have to work really organically to build that platform and build that foundation so that your business can grow.
That's great. That's amazing. Well, David, I appreciate you coming on the White Pod and learning about yourself and the brand. And thank you for your time today.
Well, yeah, and make sure that you check us out at hammerheadswimcaps.com. And we'd love to contact with you and any coaches or any swimmers that have any questions. Feel free to reach out to us. We're here to making a difference, and we appreciate yourself and your listeners and having us on this podcast. That's great.
Definitely. Are you in any retail?
We have been in retail and boutique stores as well. And so, yeah, you can check us out at Ellsmore, which is a smaller boutique here in Minneapolis, Minnesota. We were in Swim Outlet, which is a bigger platform. But yeah, definitely.
Hammerheadswimcaps.com. And thank you so much, David.
I appreciate you. Thank you so much.
Definitely.